How's it going, everybody? My name is Bear and welcome back to another album review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the sophomore album of American boy band Why Don't We, The Good Times and the Bad Ones. This is their second studio project after their first album, 8 Letters, which was definitely panned with critical distaste, and I'm on the same side. I will admit that the first album was a very lackluster project. It didn't have much meaning to it, and it was just a ploy to get some publicity to the newest hot boy band. But I am actually hopeful for this album in particular, because this is actually the first album produced and written by Why Don't We, so they have full creative control over it. And if you just saw my Zayn album review, you would know that even though it was written and produced by him, it still did not hold up to what I would think it would do. I'm hopeful that now that they are on their own, they can actually be better than just an industry-controlled mess, or what I like to call the Lady Gaga effect, where they have so much potential and they have so much talent, but they are held back by the label to actually push the boundaries and do something revolutionary. So kicking into the first track of the album, we have Fallin, parentheses Adrenaline. The first thing you hear is the drums from Kanye's Black Skinhead, which was actually sampled on this song, and maybe that's just me being a big fan of Yeezus, but why don't we actually do this beat justice? All of the singers, which I would refer to them by name, but there are a lot of them, and I'm too lazy to research all of them and study their voices, but anyway, they actually perform really well, and the harmonies are surprisingly clean, and it is very catchy. I will give that to Fallin. The song concept-wise is just expressing the butterflies you get for a crush, and I would say that they only made this song to relate to their demographic, which is preteen and teen girls, but at least the song is not abysmal. Plus, the Kanye drums and soft singing actually combine together well, so already I'm off to a good start. The next track, Slow Down, samples 1979 by Smashing Pumpkins, which is always a timeless classic. And no matter what, I think if you're gonna sample a song, there has to be a similar theme to it. Like if a song is about black empowerment, Polo G sampling Tupac's Changes is a good fit, because they both have the same topic. 1979 is a song that highlights the pros and cons of youth angst, happiness, and adolescence, for example, but this song is more like expressing the faults of a fading relationship, saying that things are moving too fast, which you could take in two ways. Either they completely flip the meaning of the song on its head and just use the beat for no reason, or they are highlighting things are moving too fast, just like in youth, which is what I would want to believe, but honestly, it's probably the first one. The choruses aren't too bad. The only problem I have is with the second verse, where the flow seems super choppy, and I don't know why. Overall, this song is pretty melodic, and because it samples 1979, I'm still able to listen to it. Lotus Inn is more of a straightforward way of wording. It was only made to end their live show and keep the fans happy, but I do like the metaphor and symbolism of the Lotus Inn. Just for context, the Lotus Eaters were a race of people who lived among the lotus tree after eating the fruit of the lotus. Everyone who ate it would forget about their worries and would never want to leave the tree. If you've ever seen Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, they actually went into a place called the Lotus Casino, which was basically the same thing as the mythology of the lotus tree. Now, back on track, I don't know exactly what the Lotus Inn is. All I know is that it is clever to talk about how people wouldn't want to leave something that has infatuated them, like music for example, but at the same time it is kind of funny because the lotus was a narcotic, but it is witty, so I won't overthink it too much. The chords and sound of the song are very happy and upbeat, albeit a little too simple. Nonetheless, I still enjoy it. The next song, Be Myself, is basically all in all about anxiety specifically, written by singer Daniel Seavey, based on fellow singer Jack Avery, who experienced his first panic attack and how he thought he was having a heart attack and stuff like that, which is a very traumatic experience for having your first ever panic attack. Honestly, this song is just a very beautiful endeavor. The very soft, mellow acoustic guitars coming together with this very Post Malone, stony type of harmony, like songs like Broken Whiskey Glass or Go Flex. The lyrics in this song are very real, and you can feel the genuine emotion behind the vocals as all of the boy band comes together to deliver such a great performance and bring light to a subject that many do not want to discuss, which is mental health. Apparently, the band actually promoted this song to 5 Seconds of Summer, Love Song. It was pitched by Why Don't We to 5 Seconds of Summer, and let's just say that I can tell. Like, it's a very generic love song, as the title suggests, and mostly all I have to say is, what the fuck is that vocal in the chorus? I can't tell either he didn't hit the note properly and it sounded bad, or the autotune fucked up and it ping-ponged too much, Like, I'm so confused. Why is this song on the album? Well, they also mentioned that they pitched it because they didn't think they could pull it off themselves, and honestly, I could say that that's a true statement. I would rather not have this song on this album at all. And then the next track, Gray, it's a sad ballad about girls, move on. The next track, For You, this is an interpolation of a Chainsmokers song, and do I really have to explain why this song is bad? Generic song topic, generic lyrics. The only standout part about this song is that Skrillex did the production of it, and I can tell that's where most of the effort went for this song, but nonetheless, it's just basically like a love song. And okay, I will admit I didn't like the next track, I'll Be Okay, on the first listen, but it has this very jumpy and catchy beat, and the boys actually deliver some good performances, and they harmonize together very well. I actually got a little bit of some old school Mac Miller vibes from it, especially Mac's The High Life mixtape, probably my second favorite Mac project. But I think that this song is definitely made for the radio, despite it being the most explicit song they've made, which isn't saying much considering they don't drop an F-bomb or say the N-word. That will be explicit. All joking aside, I do like the synths and the drum line for this song. It's somewhat of a guilty pleasure, I guess. We start the next song, Look at Me, off with a vocal snippet of Heath Ledger's Joker. The best Joker, prove me wrong, Jared Leto, dick riders. But I think it is kind of odd to use that, as I would think they maybe are about to tap into a mindset thing, or dive into the mind, or even if you want to be literal, talk about how they're going crazy. But no, the song is basically just their first dive into sexual exploration in their music. They also put some Billie Eilish influence into this, and as it does remind me a lot of When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? I think the beat is okay, it's definitely made for seduction, but what turns me off about this song, pun intended, is the singer Corbin. It just sounds like he's trying to do a Billie Eilish impression, which is a weird fucking choice for an impersonation. And then the closing track of the album, Stay, I mean, it's the closing track of the album, I guess. Like, Timbaland did the production, so that's a fact. Guys, I'm sorry, not every song gives me input. Some are just men, I can't say anything more about it. There's no real sign of progression from Why Don't We in this album. It just seems as if they're still riding off the coattails of their first album. If they keep going through with more and more albums, they need to put more thought into their music, because the first part of the album was actually very good, but the last part of the album just started to tank, and it just started to see where all of the actual effort went. I'm actually feeling a light to decent 4 on this album. I hope you guys enjoyed this album review, and this is the second album review of the year, so if you guys want some more album reviews, just let me know, comment down below for any albums that you are excited for, and other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you all later.